Versus raising. We're getting ready now, 125 pounds. Matt McDonough from Marion, Iowa, Linn-Mar High School, a sophomore and NCAA champion, going up against Brandon Precin, a two-time All-American, a senior for Northwestern. They wrestled twice this year. Precin won in the Midland Finals, then McDonough came back and after trailing, hit a headlock and pinned him. Here's how they got to the finals. McDonough with a pin, 2 pins, and then Precin shutting them out. And we had a chance to meet him. Let's hear from the finalists at 125.
Matt, great match. What is it like wrestling a guy over and over again, the caliber of Brandon Precin?
It's what you wrestle in the sport for. You know, great opponents, great matches, just going out there and battling. And you know what? I'm not going to hold anything back, and I don't expect him to either.
Brandon, great match. What is it like wrestling someone the caliber of Matt McDonough multiple times?
You know, it's always a great opportunity, and you know, the battles are fun. You know, you go out there expecting someone who's going to try to rip your head off. You know, we both are, you know, 2 bulls going at it, so it's always fun.
The place is rocking. It's packed. Iowa vying for its 4th straight NCAA championship, and it could rest on the shoulders of that young man, Matt McDonough, to get him off to a fast start, but it'll be over Precin if he has to, and Precin is a great senior, guys. He's done a great job for Northwestern.
He really has. He's gotten really tough, more technical probably than what you saw him earlier in his career, but he's going to have to use all the technical advantage he can because McDonough has such great range. There's very few guys that you wrestle that's that big for that weight class.
Absolutely. If McDonough gets your leg, if he gets a hold of your leg, he's probably going to take you down because he's very long, he's very strong. He's hard to get him away from you when he's got you tied up.
Precin from Orland Park, the Chicago area, Carl Sandburg High School. And as we said, McDonough right up the road, about 25 miles from Iowa City, Linn-Mar High School in Marion, Iowa, right outside of Cedar Rapids. The sophomore and NCAA champion already. Precin, a 2-time All-American at this weight.
And McDonough just has that range, and the thing I like about him, I think I've seen the transition in the back half of the season, is he's getting to his offense a lot quicker, just beating his opponent to it. You saw that in the match with against Zach Sanders, who's a quality opponent from Minnesota. He just got on his offense quite a bit, and Precin, though, is a different style, though. He's the type of guy who can slow that offense down, and you see him there with his strength being able to hold on to when he grabs an arm or a leg or something like that. He really just holds on. He's just really strong for that weight class. You know,
that's part of the reason why he can hang with a guy like McDonough, why they have such close matches, because he is pretty strong. He holds position really well, and he's pretty competitive. When I spoke with him, he seemed very focused, laser focused, and he likes the battle.
Well, what a great opportunity for him. He's got an you know, even though there's a huge Iowa crowd, this is his venue here, Welsh Ryan Arena, an opportunity to defeat a national champion.
What's interesting, gentlemen, these two only losses are to each other, and they're ranked number 1 and 2, or they're seeded 1 and 2 here in the tournament. You see Brandon Precin ranked number 3 behind Anthony Robles there on the Intermat rankings. But all 3 of the matches so far between these two have been at Welsh Ryan Arena. The Midlands Championships, the dual meet, and now the Big Tens. And they have split, and they're their only losses, 1 apiece to each other.
Well, I think that Northwestern faithful have to like the way this pace of this match is going, and they don't mind being in here at all, where you can slow McDonough's offense down. He's one of the more premier finishers in the game.
There's Tom Brands in his 5th year, going for his 4th straight Big Ten championship and 4th straight NCAA championship. What a coaching job so far from a group that lost 8 All-Americans last year.
Amazing. You know, you take a look at this is, I think, one of the best jobs that Tom Brands has been able to do. You see the job that these guys done in the consolation rounds as well, and getting the number of athletes, 4 athletes into the finals this year, and they're just back on track. It's like they've never. The classic reload job, Lee.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, the rap was, how is Iowa going to do this year? They lost all their big guns, and now they've proven how they're going to do this year. They've really stepped up.
Into the first period, ticking down. No points, as Jim said. Maybe that favors Precin a bit, slowing down the pace. There's Drew Periano, first-year head coach. Tim Szyzeski, longtime head coach, now the associate head coach. Kind of different. He stepped aside. That's Tim Szyzeski. He was an All-American at Iowa and longtime head coach here at Northwestern. His back is to you. There's Drew pointing to his head, talking about Precin's head being hurt. Drew Periano in his first year as a head coach.
That's an interesting arrangement there with Tim Szyzeski being the head coach for a long time and then stepping down and being the assistant, much like we saw Dan Gable do at the University of Iowa when Tom Brands first came into the program. So
Periano's first regular season at the helm is bringing back a Northwestern alum, because Periano wrestled for Northwestern, and then he was assistant for Northwestern, and now he's the head guy.
It's kind of tough to let the reins go, I'm sure. You know, as you can see, Tim there actively involved throughout the whole tournament and year, you know.
There's a good picture of Drew Periano, the Northwestern head coach, and already making a mark as far as recruiting. He was doing that very well. You see that it's blood on the right in the eyebrow. Tom Brands, we talked about what coaching job he has done this year. Missing out on so many graduated seniors last year and wondering what it was going to be like, but I think he kind of had a feeling.
Well, he's got guys in his room who like to compete. And that's what it takes, and they've gotten their opportunity, and they're young, and also a little bit of inexperience, but he's got some guys who have won at the lower levels. Now they're getting their opportunity to shine, and they're doing quite well. Well,
this is going to be a tight match. We know that. And Jim, let's talk about the keys to winning close matches in championship finals.
Well, you know, if you take a look at winning, it always takes great defense on the feet. And you know, take a look at great wrestlers out there. You'll see some great scrambles. I really believe that finishing periods in the top position is also important when it comes to winning championships. Getting early escapes, not allowing yourself to get in those ride-out positions. We've seen all the way through the tournament where getting early escapes, not spending too much time in the down position, not getting yourself tired out, allows you to go ahead and stay competitive on your feet. And then, you know, when you're down by one, tie match, what is your go-to shot? See these guys go to it, and I put that last one in there, ace in the hole. You need a big move when you're down by more than a score, so we'll see what your athletes have been working on that. So
start of the second period, and the choice by Precin, he chooses down to try to score first.
See, Precin really came out
and he
hard.
does.
Yes, he came out really hard. He knew he needed that escape, and he got it right away.
There's that early escape that Jim said one of the keys to winning close championship matches are these two close.
Well, the reason why that's so important is that you've got a guy like McDonough, and you're able to ward him off pretty well on the feet. If you can get out real quickly, it doesn't take too much to get a riding time point. And all he has to do is ride him for 111, and it changes the tempo of the match if you can stay neutral on the feet.
What Precin has done consistently this year is get out ahead of McDonough in all three matches now. He won the Midlands finals in pretty dominating fashion. And then in the dual meet, he was leading when you talked about a go-to or an ace in the hole. That's when McDonough hit a headlock to pin Precin in the third period, trailing, and with riding time in favor of Precin. And so Precin out in front, 1-0, not unfamiliar territory for him against McDonough this year.
Well, what's important about that is that going to a headlock, a lot of coaches may say, don't go to a headlock, don't go to a headlock, stay basic. But you know what, when you're down by 2 or more, you know, sometimes you got to hit that big move. You don't want to lose a championship by just, you know, going out there and throw your move, man. Just go out there and hit it.
Absolutely. In this match, you can see where Precin spent a lot of time underneath. That could play a factor. You know, he's controlling the arm, but you know, he's carrying all of McDonough's weight, and it's probably better. They're probably better off the way they are now, and their feet just kind of being neutral, and they're both being pretty conservative. And that's usually what happens when you have wrestlers that are pretty evenly matched. You know, there's not much scoring. The athletes are pretty. Nobody wants to make a mistake.
The great defense that you're seeing is the head-hands defense that both these athletes have. It's difficult for each other to get to a corner, and even when you have a nice technique like a 2-on-1 like McDonough does.
Into the second period, and there's Robert Precin, the father of Brandon Precin. He didn't have to come very far, but he feels a long ways from home right now because he's got 2 more minutes, and he'd like to see his son triumph here in the Big Ten Championship.
And Precin is really tough in the top position. He likes to work the right-hand side. He's a good spiral ride wrestler. He'll fight hands. And McDonough doing a nice job of getting to his feet.
Both wrestlers getting early escapes. It's 1-1. There is no riding time advantage. 1:40 left in regulation time.
That was clinic perfect. Stand up, hand control, and escape.
And I think McDonough, for a tall wrestler, gets out from underneath as well as anybody. Now a nice shot there, low shot by Precin.
This could be the difference in the match right here if he scores.
See the scramble taking place. Looks like Precin is increasing his position, his advantage, each little roll through, but I think McDonough's really got an advantage now. Again, we always talk about keeping your head up in the scramble, and that's what Precin's been able to do. Now he lowers his position, makes it more neutral. The guy who keeps his head up in the scramble normally wins it. Both athletes trying to bring their head level up. What a great scramble this is. A roll through and an opportunity for McDonough to score.
Great scramble, great position of hips, controlling the head, controlling the position, knowing exactly where you are at all times.
He's got the leg lock. He's going to try to drive through now.
Oh, amazing. Amazing to
I was
come out of
thinking
that.
the same word, amazing, with the body type like McDonough, that he could get his hips underneath the way he did and not get stretched out. Great execution by McDonough.
Great defense on the feet, all right, that went right into the shot.
25 seconds left in regulation.
That was Precin's takedown. It really was. It was his match to win, and
McDonough turned it around.
he sure did.
Matt McDonough going to win his first Big Ten championship. Last year, Angel Escobedo won it, but McDonough came back to win the NCAAs. This year, McDonough gets Iowa after a big start, and he's going to win it. And going to be the #1 seed when you go to the NCAAs. Woo! Your winner, Matt McDonough, for the Iowa Hawkeyes. Let's go to Jim Gibbons. He's with Matt.
Congratulations, Matt. Big win here. Huge scramble at the end. Tell me what you're thinking there in that last flurry.
I'm not going to go out of here without a score.
Right.
I'm scoring. There's nothing that's going to stop me from scoring. And I just stuck with it until I got it.
Well, good luck the rest of the way out in the national tournament. Great job tonight.
Thank you.
Back to you, Tim.
What a comment, because you got to score. You got to score on your feet, underneath. Here's the takedown right here.
It's amazing because he has great hip position. He controlled the hips, controlled just the center of gravity of Precin's body. And like I said earlier, that was Precin's takedown, because he shot the original shot and it seemed like he had great position to start with.
And that's what wrestling is all about. You've got to score to win. Matt McDonough does it, and he wins a Big Ten championship. We'll be back for 133 pounds between Andrew Long from Penn State and Tyler Graff from Wisconsin. What a matchup. We'll be back for more Big Ten championships after this.